Hi guys, I want to show you something. The distinction, this mark of the sun having melted away the snow and the snow in the shadow still being left, and my Coca-Cola bottle in this snow, like on this bench, because I'm addicted to Coca-Cola Zero. I'm very much addicted to sugar-free drinks, and I drank sugar-free drinks probably every single day for the past 10 years, to be honest, and it's multiple liters of it. Now, is that a bad thing? I don't think it can be a very good thing, but at least when I drink sugar-free drinks, I make sure I get hydrated. I get more hydrated than when I just drink plain water, because if I just drink plain water, I tend to not drink as much, and that's also not a good thing. Now there's someone on the other side of this wooden thing, and I feel some inhibition speaking in front of a camera, I have to be honest, because of that. But what I'm gonna do now is that I'm gonna put my camera on this bench, but I don't want it to be in the snow and to get damaged by that. So this is how I roll. Perfect. So I just come from the gym, and that's why I have this like bracelet, and look how it matches. I'm dressed all in black, and I don't know, that's just my style at the moment. I'm trying to see where that person is, and I think that person also like stopped doing what she or he was doing in order to try to listen to like my voice, maybe, I don't know. I'm very like hyper sensitive to these sorts of things, and as a result sometimes I start to ruminate about stuff like that and to imagine scenarios that might not be real, but in case they're real, oftentimes I am a couple steps ahead and I'm ready. Yeah, so that's me being kind of hyper conscious to the point of sometimes imagining stuff that isn't there. Yeah, so that feels good to have the sun in my face until I need to protect my eyes again. Yeah, so I just come from the gym, and it closed at like 2, and now is I think 2 o'clock, and it's the 31st of January, and it's New Year's tonight, and I haven't planned anything yet. I feel like all these festivities are kind of an illusion. Why? Well, because if we were just living in nature, maybe that'd still be the cycle of, like, a seasonal cycle of nature, and this is how we measure years. But having all these festivities, Christmas, New Year's, Carnival, Easter, and so on, really what it is that as humans, we've agreed upon certain times of the year to like regroup ourselves and to reflect, I think. So this is also what New Year's allows me to do. But I have to be honest, I cannot escape that. I can't escape. So I said it's an illusion, but I can't escape that. So it being a collective illusion doesn't make it not real. It's still real because it's still a collective agreed upon concept. And so it still factually brings people to act in a certain way and to take certain decisions, to travel, to meet, to make gifts to each other, and so on. So saying that all of this is an illusion and just acting as if it didn't exist is obviously, now I think that person over there, as I said, like hello, like said like hi, like wondering who's talking. Oh, now that person's leaving. I think it's the last person because it's New Year's. And yeah. So this is how distinct the line of the snow having melted away and it still being intact is. Can you see how clear, like the sun, because it will move like this, it will shift like this. And maybe some of that snow will stay because the sun, since it's the end of December, it disappears around 5 o'clock maybe. So maybe that's also the result of the last couple of days having been like this. Yeah. And my Coca-Cola is now a bit colder. Well, it isn't really. It hasn't been in there too long, or long enough, for long enough. Yeah, that was it for now. I might record another video later on. I actually wanted to talk about me donating plasma 40 times. So I was about to stop this video, but okay. So basically, I've donated plasma 40 times by now. So what does it mean? Well, you get a big needle inserted in like your veins, so you have to have good veins, and fortunately the scar has healed pretty like well enough not to look super like ugly when I wear a t-shirt in like the summer. And last year I remember I donated, and a couple of days later I took off the bandage and it was looking bad, it was looking nasty. And well, that obviously isn't a good thing. And so this is why now I kind of like paced myself, because I was donating plasma like 3-4 times a month 2 years ago, and you get money for that, so it helps you as a student to get by. But it's not, it's yeah, so it's not that complicated. It's not that hard on the body, even though you get checked by a doctor. Not each time, but like each couple of times you go there, you will get checked. You have an appointment with a doctor. And donating blood is, I think, more stressful. It's more of like a physical exertion, I was about to say, but that's not what physical exertion is. Physical exertion is when you exert yourself, when you do sports and so on. So that person's still over there. It's like right behind, like maybe like 3 meters, maybe something like that. Anyways, and like donating plasma is not as hard on the body because you get some of the blood, the nutrients back at the end. So you feel a refreshing, a fresh stream of like this liquid that you get uh, injected back into your vein after the donation is over. Now, I don't know how the machine sorts the plasma out of the nutrients and so on. Now, having donated plasma 40 times by now, I don't know how many more times I want to donate plasma. Also because of the scar, I have to be honest. Now, I feel like a good person for doing that. And in fact, some people need it. So now I had to think about this one episode of The Simpsons where Homer is like Kurt Cobain, and he gets famous, and then once he's famous, he just um, slacks off and becomes like a slug, and so he just stays in his apartment and like shoots up apparently heroin, but then when he goes to rehab, kind of, Marge is helping him out to like get back on his feet. Um, well, in the end, when he said I need it, what it was is him needing insulin. So because Homer is a diabetic. Um, so I like that episode. And I have a friend who I watched this episode with, and he told me, "Oh, that would definitely be me if I got famous." When Homer is like Kurt Cobain, and it's called "Sadgasm," I think, and they have this song like Margarine, Marge, his wife, and they kind of break up, and then they get back together, and Marge is trying to help Homer get back on his feet, but it wasn't him being addicted to heroin. It was just him being diabetic, and so that's like a funny just episode of The Simpsons. I really like The Simpsons. Yeah. So this time, I wanted to have my camera still. Now, I held my camera while I was showing you the snow and the mark, the distinct between snow having melted and snow being there and so on. But now I'm recording this with the camera being still. So that's a little like change, a little like, because I think that if I keep recording videos, I won't always hold my camera like this. Because first of all, the camera is like trembling. It's like like my arm is not holding it like still, and also I'm walking, and I also have a problem with my left foot especially. So I better not become too goddamn heavy, because if I become too heavy, that's going to be more weight on my left foot. So that's why I lost a bunch of weight. In August, I was like 90 kilos. In like maybe June, July, I was 90 kilos. And now in December, I'm like 76, 77 kilos. So I went from, I don't know, maybe it's like 200 and something pounds to 168 pounds, maybe. I don't know. But I'm ripped, guys. I'm ripped. I'm basically, I'm pretty ripped. So that's also why, like, when I'm walking like this, and people can't really tell because I don't have that broad of shoulders, okay? But I'm basically skin and muscle, and I can show you quickly how that looks like. But I've been even more shredded in the past. But whatever. Oh my god. Yeah. Now, if that person over there sees me, they will really, really, really start to wonder what's going on. Yeah. Yeah, and so, see, I got muscle, but like what I was doing prior to recording these videos, I had a habit that was becoming kind of annoying to myself, that I kept recording myself at the gym or checking my physique, like posting on Insta and so on. And people from everyday life, they don't get this. So I think that I kind of ruined my social reputation, by posting my body, yeah, my body. I say buddy like buddy, like a buddy, like a friend. But so I have a couple of words that I really struggle with the pronunciation, like France, like the country. I sometimes say it like friends, friends, or yeah, shout out to my French friends if any of you watch this video. But yeah, so what I'm also doing is that I'm doing this many times a day, and I'm pretty athletic. I don't want to brag, but I am bragging. I've been strength training since I was like 11 or 12, and I really took it seriously when I was turning 13. And I'm also a swimmer now. I relied on these asthma sprays and so on, but still, I need to train, because if I don't, I won't even sleep. Like if I don't do that, let's say, after, like, if I don't do this at least once a day, I will start to have pain in my like hips, lower back, my feet even. So this takes off a lot of pressure and strain off my legs, my back, my feet. I need to perform the stretch lots of times, as many as I can. Oh, now I'm stretching my lat out. And so this is how you would swim, actually. But I haven't been swimming in a long time. And I wasn't a good swimmer. Now, I wasn't a good swimmer. That's also kind of why I turned to like lifting weights, because I'm a failed athlete, kind of. So I said that I'm athletic, but actually it's more so that I'm a failed athlete. And so going to the gym, I mean, I don't have any competition, to be honest. To like to be real, like to I have to recognize that I'm not competing with anyone else. Now I went, believe it or not, to some bodybuilding competition, 4 contests. But I was more trained. Remember when I said that I was 90 plus kilos and so on? Now, as soon as I don't force feed myself all day, and just like live normally, and don't like make eating such a priority, I instantly drop weight. Instantly. And it's a relief also for my feet, the pressure on my feet. Yeah. So okay, so I didn't really finish the whole like donating plasma rant. So what it does, it kind of can tire you out. If you donate plasma so much, then you shouldn't be surprised if um, going to the gym, if you shouldn't train right after. And um, I once did, and with the blood pressure and my bandage not being really tight, I had my like blood leaking out of my vein, and I just asked one of the staff, like one of the coworkers at the gym, to like give me a bandage and to like, and then I just like kind of tried to like hold it to close the wound, and so I left the gym. But yeah, so you obviously you shouldn't train right after having donated plasma, but even the next day, even the next couple of days, and if you do it often, I think you can be tired because of that. I looked up a study that it doesn't hinder you from gaining, or it doesn't affect your ability to gain muscle. There's the protein levels from the protein you eat, and the protein levels in your blood that need to like recover, uh, and like it's there's two different types of protein levels, and so when you donate plasma, you basically donate proteins that are essential. And so well, I looked up that one study, but at the same time, if you're tired, then you can't train as hard and you maybe can't recover as well. And so, yeah, I think I'm better off giving a couple more online lessons in French, English, or economics than donating plasma like multiple times a month. Maybe I can restrict myself to once a month. So it's also this feel good thing that I can say, wow, maybe some kid, anyone needing plasma is now saved because, or thanks to me. And so this kind of helps me to feel better as a person. I feel like I can contribute to others with my good health, and I don't suffer real consequences from donating plasma. I mean, I have doctors checking me up and so on, and all these things are controlled, right? It's a center in which they measure just your, I think that the protein levels in your body, and so these like proteins, they get lower when you donate, like time after time after time, they get lower, and this is just inevitably, and so you have to wait and to let these recover. So sometimes they told me, okay, maybe you should wait for maybe a month. Maybe you should wait. Maybe you should take it a bit slower. Maybe you should wait for 2 weeks. Maybe once or twice a month is good enough. Yeah. So maybe my Coca-Cola is colder now. Let's check. Now it's a bit colder already. So that's nice. Yeah. So donating plasma, talking to myself, talking to you guys actually, because I know that I can decide whether I publish this video or not. I'm making myself vulnerable also in a way. Because I could just all of a sudden run out of things to say, as I have previously addressed, like the running out of things to say whole, like the they're not working, brain's not functioning, brain's derping, I'm derping, I'm just saying like, just kinda, sorta, just like, such, like, as usual, bye. And Happy New Year's. And remind you, it's all an illusion. And don't get too caught up in it. Don't get so sucked into it that you become depressed because you reached a peak, emotionally, celebrating. Oh wow, I love this these, when these airplanes leave a white stream of air in the sky. And my phone's pretty decent, like, it's very nice actually, the camera. It's a Google Pixel 7, and in February I can get a new one, and so I might choose the newer version, the Pixel 9, because in my contract I basically pay off my phone, and so in February I will be like, not eligible, but I will be able to get a new phone. Yeah. So the airplane is now like, yeah, it did, I think, this, or did it do this? Anyways, so me loading this up now, it's 26 over, like, almost 27 minutes long. Now, will I post this? I don't know. I really don't know. I might just post it. But I'm really making myself vulnerable. And if you've been listening until now, wow, I am impressed. Because I don't think, like, would I? Yeah, I actually, I have YouTubers that I watch their whole videos. But this is a very personal thing. What YouTubers will you choose to listen until the end, right? Maybe it's also based on the algorithm and what YouTube recommends you, but I think it's more complex than that. We cannot describe and explain human behavior perfectly with some metrics, with technology. I think this is also kind of where technology and humanity are like bumping into each other, and they kind of like buff. So now what we might be looking for are the errors in the matrix, so to speak. So the errors in the matrix, and yeah, but this would be for another video. But I don't even think I could elaborate on that, on like the matrix. What do I even mean by the matrix? What do I even mean by an error? Now, what's an error in the matrix? In what context? I would have to define the matrix. I would have to then explain why certain things aren't like don't like match like with the matrix. And I'm not even that type of guy. I'm not even that type of guy to like think that there's a matrix and that we are controlled in a way, and that the government or some elite is ruling over us, and so on. I'm much more down to earth. I'm much more pragmatic than that. I'm much more grounded than that. So I think that people who believe in these things, maybe they should jump in a cold lake. Maybe. And then I would ask them, now, do you feel cold because of some elite like controlling you? And do you feel pain? Like, it's also like, so Now I'm really starting to just not make sense anymore. Okay, guys, Happy New Year's. Take care of yourself and have a good time. Bye bye.